All right. Welcome to Good Morning, and this is not a good morning because it is nighttime, but it is a good morning for the death of Kim in this game.
Yes.
Kim, what happened?
Blindsided.
Blindsided?
I tried to explain to him my moves and my reasoning after Ross left and why I did not tell him the moves. Why I didn't tell Dylan what was going on. Because I had talked to Gavin and he confirmed with me that he was going to remove Ross. And I chose not to communicate that with Dylan so that it could seem like he was on edge. Because really Dylan was moving the pieces around. He really was. Like, he was the one to convince Gavin to boot out Ross. And to make it seem believable to Ross and Kelby, I needed Dylan to be scared.
Yeah.
Maybe that was a mistake because he was entirely too scared and it shook him to the core, and I'm very sorry about that. I felt really bad because everyone was like in tears and I'm like but I think that was probably my worst move, was just not being as honest as I could have been.
Yeah. So I was gonna say you tore up this game. I was gonna ask what your worst move, or what you thought your worst move was to get you here.
Yes.
So who do you think is dead to you in this game?
Dead to me.
According to that.
Even though he voted me out in the end, I still had my loyalties to him because he gave me his seeds and he trusted in me.
Dylan.
Yes, yeah. Sorry, Dylan. I think dead to me may have been Ava, because the rumor was that she was going to Venus flytrap me out of the blue.
Really?
Out of nowhere. I thought she was throwing out someone else's name. I can't even remember at this point.
Yeah.
But as soon as Kelby told me that she was looking at me, I was like, oh, no. How could this possibly be? I had barely any interactions with her. And I was like, was that where I went wrong? Was because I didn't form an alliance with her and she feels threatened by that? Or is she threatened by the fact that I was so close to Ross at that point? I don't know.
Yeah. Well, you were killing this game, so I kind of understand why people would want to Venus flytrap you. From my perspective.
Yeah.
Good players get targeted.
Thank you.
So that being said, what do you think is your biggest move of the game? I want to kind of approach it like you're a finalist because you're a Final Four.
Yes.
So what do you think was your biggest move in the game?
My biggest decision was probably like agreeing to boot out Ross. He was absolutely like my steady person throughout the entire game. Like, he was like basically a father to me. Even outside of the challenges, he would grab me a plate or grab me my coffee mug to start my day off. It was like very sweet. But I saw him as threatening towards the end, because if it was me and him at the final three, I would not have won with him there. So.
All right. Well, do you have any final thoughts, final words? Any shit talking that you want to do?
To reflect back on my first day here and my little housewives comment, I was absolutely a pawn. However, I did not make it to the other side. But that is okay with me. I believe everyone who got to the final three definitely deserved that spot.
Good. Well, I think you were very deserving to get fourth place. I think you were a great player. You had an incredible season. Very high octane. I love that type of gameplay, personally.
Yes.
Are we smashing pots?
No.
Okay. All right. We're not going to smash your pot because you were so good in this game. I didn't smash my pot either in Final Four. So.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm going to grow a good plan tonight.
All right.
Thank
Thanks
you.
for playing.
Thanks.
Hi, Dylan.
Hey.
Well, welcome to Good Morning.
Good morning.
I did not come up with this theme show name, or the name of the show.
Yeah.
Thomas did. I was not originally the host.
Oh, okay.
But we are in Good Morning of your loss.
Ah, clever.
You played a great game.
Thank you.
Finalists.
Thank you.
Second place.
Yes.
Awesome first game.
Yeah.
How do you feel about it?
I feel proud of the game I played, and I still think there's some possibility that I could have won this had just one little thing been different.
What was that?
I think my jury questioning is where I screwed up the most.
Really?
I don't think I took enough credit to what I did. And to be honest with you, it's awful to say, but I just couldn't remember all that I did because there were so many different moves I was part of that I couldn't remember which ones I was on.
Yeah.
And this also came back to bite me on the lies that I told because I'm still struggling now to remember which ones were lies and which ones were truth. So
That's how the game goes. It's very high octane, very fast paced.
Very fast-paced.
You gotta keep a count of everything. You know. So that being said, you think that was your losing proponent of the game. Who is dead to you in this game? Piggybacking off of that.
Dead to me in this game. It's not going to be Kim, even though I just brutally removed her from the finale. I think the person that's dead to me would have to be Ross, because I really thought I had this vote 100% coming into this jury. And I mean, all props to him because he voted for what he thought was best, but I thought I was getting it. I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah. So, what do you think is the most fun point of this game? Taking away from the mourning part.
Yeah.
The loss.
The most fun part of this game, honestly, it's kind of lying. It's fun to be manipulative and lie to someone to their face, and then things go well in your favor. There was only one time where plans didn't work out either how I expected or how I wanted, and that was when I got saved. So that's a blindside in my favor somehow. And that was exciting and overwhelming, and I just love the chaos that comes with lying and manipulation.
Oh yeah, you throw more into it, you get more out.
Yeah.
You know? What do you think was your biggest move? Piggyback, and you talked about lying a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Was that your biggest part of the game, or was it a big lie that you told?
No, I think I just consistently lied to people. There were people I obviously told truth to, and I told truth to everyone at some point in time, because I'm not going to lie about everything, because then you're just a liar, and I am. But biggest move, I said this in the jury questioning, I think, but that final four, being able to flip the room to give me individual immunity. Every single person in that room just blindsided me by not letting me know that I was safe. And they just all told me that I was the target and they were sending me home. And then for them to immediately, 10 minutes later, decide, okay, we're going to give this guy the power to decide who leaves. That's insane to me. I still don't know how I accomplished it because I was putting all my work out there and trying my best. And it worked out, obviously, but I didn't expect it to fully. I was prepared to go there because I was expecting Kim to backstab me again and give her coins or her seeds to Gavin to then make the decision to cut me.
Yeah. You threw a lot at the wall and a lot stuck because of the way you controlled this game. Your strategic game was really good.
I think that's probably my strongest point. Socially, I did do good, and I kept that surface level thing, but there are other people in this game that had much better social game. That's Kelby, Kim, they had great social games. I feel like everyone generally liked them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I think you were more the strategic guy. You were one of the top tier strategic players in this game.
I constantly was throwing out names when we were in rooms, and I think that's why people inadvertently trusted me, because I was able to put out a name that wasn't theirs.
Yeah.
So for their game, it was, okay, he can get me further.
Yeah, very good maneuvering.
Yeah.
For sure. Do you have any final thoughts?
Oh, I have one more question.
Okay.
Can you talk through the Kim vote one more time?
Yeah, I know, that's probably the big wonder. I do acknowledge the Kim vote was an emotional decision to an extent. To me, I wasn't ever voting Kelby because I did believe I could beat against Kelby. It was a decision between, do I value Gavin's loyalty to me in this game, and do I think I could beat him? And I thought me and Gavin had very similar games, but I just played it a little bit more dominantly, and obviously that didn't play out in my favor, so I thought I could beat him out there. And that's why I felt like I had the opportunity to get rid of Kim because she betrayed me. And at the end of the day, I knew whoever I booted between Gavin and Kim, they were voting for each other. So I didn't have that jury vote no matter what.
Yeah. Sometimes it's just how the cast and the jury falls.
Yeah.
You know, it's the way the game's played.
Yeah.
Do you have any?
I have one more, yeah. What did you learn today as a player that'll help you for next time?
Writing down notes of what happened is so important because I cannot tell. When we got to that Final 5 competition, I couldn't tell you a single thing about anyone in the cast has done. And memorizing that stuff is very vital to the game because in late game, those are those type of competitions that pop up, and you need to be prepared for that. And I wasn't at all. The only two questions I even got right, I asked other people for the answers to it, and they gave it to me. So
Works.
I guess it's another strength of mine, but they were already further than me, so they probably didn't care as much. Yeah, no, memorizing stuff is important a little bit. Remember the people you play with. I couldn't even remember their names half the time, so
That's not good.
no, I wasn't.
We did have name tags. Not day 2 though.
I know. The problem was the name tags weren't. Whenever I was talking to someone, it wasn't the problem. When I was talking about someone,
Yeah.
that's the problem.
Yeah. Well, any final thoughts?
I'm just so proud of the game I played today. I'm proud of Gavin for winning and Kelby for being a second finalist next to me. I think everyone in this game could have won in some different circumstances, and it was a fun time. I really enjoyed it.
Awesome. Well, it was great having you.
Thank you.
Awesome gameplay.
Thank
Great
you.
job. All right.
Is this a blanket?
This is a blanket. Welcome, Kelby.
Welcome.
This show is called Dead Mourning. Jeez. Good morning.
Okay.
Good morning.
Good morning.
This was not my talk show name.
Okay.
Thomas came up with the name. And
Dead
it's
morning
called
or good morning?
Good morning.
Oh,
Dead
okay.
morning is just me being stupid.
Oh, okay.
It was good morning because it is not a good morning, but a good morning for your loss in this game.
That's a good one.
How do you feel about your game?
I felt pretty good with everyone, but my fault was I was being so honest, but I didn't know if people were being honest back.
Mm-hmm.
I just had to trust that my people that were telling me things were being honest.
Yeah. You had that perception as a player. Everyone all said you were just a kind, honest player, which is honestly.
I mean, thank you.
Yeah, it's a great strategy.
I tried to be.
Yeah.
So in regular life.
Yeah, so you approached the game going in that way?
Yeah, I wanted to be as straightforward as possible. I watch a lot of Big Brother, and whenever you start making moves, you are a target.
Yeah.
And just in personal life, like, I just don't like being betrayed, so I know how that feels, and I never wanted anyone to feel that way.
Yeah. You seem to have a lot of close relationships with your
I
cast.
know.
Who are you closest to?
I feel like Ruby, personally, game-wise, Ross.
Okay. Do you want to elaborate on that?
I don't know why me and Ross, but so in the beginning, me, Seth, and Brock made an alliance because we were like the red group. But I could tell they were very loud. And I was like, this is going to go south real fast. So I kind of started jumping ship. And I knew Ross was going to be a really strong player. And something, I don't know, we just clicked. And I was like, you're my person.
Yeah.
Ruby, just personally, I think she's a great person. And I feel like hopefully this leads to a long friendship. She just seems so great.
Yeah.
She came stay at my house last night. We didn't talk game, but
Ooh.
Fun.
so I just feel,
Mhm.
personally, I like Ruby. So
Love that. So on the opposite side, who's dead to you in this game?
no one.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, it's a game.
You could have said Taylor as well.
No. No one. I'm
Good.
cool with everyone.
Yeah. Love that.
Yeah.
Feel great about the game you played?
Yes, I'm sure there's some lies I made. To anyone, if it even matters, sorry for lying.
Yeah.
Even if it was small ones.
Yeah.
So, but yeah.
Do you think you have a biggest mistake in the game?
Obviously trusting Gavin. But honestly, I never intended to even make it this far. Point blank, I thought I'd be like second out, third out. So I feel like I did really well, surprisingly.
Very well. First time player, you played
yes.
great.
Thank you.
Yeah.
What was your question?
Do you think you had any sort of regrets or?
No, I mean besides trusting Gavin.
Yeah.
No regrets. I feel like I wish I could have helped Ruby longer. It took us longer getting, we were already in the middle of the game when I started getting closer to her, and I just couldn't I wish I could have brought her along and replaced her with someone else in the 5.
Yeah.
But I think I would have lost her eventually anyways.
Yeah.
Or ruined my game.
Yeah. Is that something you've learned potentially to help you in the future if you ever played again, or do you have anything else that would be a good thing?
Honestly, I think I would play the same. A good social game. I would be more weary of trusting people, especially. I feel like I would try harder with people that I wanted to keep. Because, like, I was not close with Kim. Really, like, we didn't talk much game. We were just in the same alliance. Like, I wish I could have, like, gotten actual people. But honestly, it was strategic, and we made it far. So I don't really know what I would change. I just got lucky, I think. So.
And sometimes the way you play the game and luck, they both play the
Yeah.
part.
I think everyone's like, oh, Kelby will just vote however we want, so let's keep her. And she's nice. And you know she's going to be honest.
And that's a valid gameplay.
So.
That's valid gameplay. Do you have any other final comments, thoughts on the game?
No, it was so much fun. Thank you, Taylor, for having me. Love everyone in this cast. Honestly, there's no one. I hope Jessica isn't mad at us. I feel like she's the only one that I feel like probably doesn't like me after this. Maybe even Seth. I don't know. But again, it's a game. We didn't kill anyone. Love you. Yeah.
I'm glad you had fun.
Yeah.
Play a great game. First time player. You
Yeah.
really did play an awesome game.
Thank you.
Love watching it. Well, thank you for having me a part of your exit interview.
Oh, thank you.
All right, bye.
Bye.
All right, Gavin, welcome to Good Morning. I did not choose the title of this show. It was Thomas, but it's supposed to be in Good Morning that you're here. But
Mourning with a U.
but it's not. We're not mourning.
We're not mourning.
We're cheering for Gavin, who just won Greenhouse 4. Gavin, how are you feeling?
I'm feeling amazing. It still hasn't set in yet.
Mhm.
It's kind of weird seeing icons like Brandon, the host of the season,
Right.
you, Brody, all these people in the crew that are legends of past games,
Appreciate
and
it.
now I'm like at that level
Yeah,
of winning. I mean, I'm
better than me and Brody.
in Greenhouse.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Essentially, I mean, you're better than the icons.
I had no idea.
An
what
icon
was
yourself.
going on. Thank you. I appreciate that.
There you go. Well, do you have any like main points of the game that you want to highlight real quick before we dive in?
I mean, I feel like I harped on a few points during the
Yeah.
final jury, but that Brock vote in the beginning, and of course the Ross vote, and just more, not as big, immediate moments, but I think generally throughout, just how kind I was with the players, how many hugs I gave out, letting people know. I feel really good about how Ruby went out, things like that. Kelby, those genuine emotional moments that I had as well. So it wasn't all just cutthroat strategy. There was a lot of real emotion there.
Yeah. Seems like you had a lot of fun in the game.
I did have a lot of fun.
Yeah. You got to throw that component into it.
Yes.
You know? Who you were closest to in this game throughout the whole entire thing? Because you had a lot of allies.
I did.
Who were you, like, was your number one person?
My number one was Kim.
Okay.
I don't even know how that came about. We were in the same sort of alliance in the beginning, and then for Pictionary, I just wanted. I could have easily chosen someone I was close with, like Ross, or Ava, something like that. But instead, I was like, I hardly know Kim, so I picked Kim, and that was a traumatic experience of Pictionary, having to redo the first round and taking 9 minutes to guess Legally Blonde.
Dude, we have the B-roll on Legally. God,
Thank God.
that was one of the highlights of day one.
I agree.
Just
I
you
agree.
and Kim
And
trying to guess Legally.
I think that sole moment is what bonded us for the rest of the season.
trauma bonding.
Trauma bonding, yes,
Essentially.
yes. And then immediately after that, getting the next one in like 23 seconds
Yeah.
and getting first place. So,
Wow. Oh my gosh, I didn't even know that.
yeah.
Wow.
So from then on, Kim was my main girl. And I loved Ava. Me and Ava went into this knowing each other, but had to break that off eventually.
Yeah.
And I feel like it would be cheating if I kept it up any further. And Ross, my main man, definitely love Ross. I had to do what I had to do, but up until then, he was my guy. In that last competition, which I got first place in, which was crazy, it was the last competition. All of us knew it didn't matter because we all knew we were about to do a fly trap, but still I pushed through and won that competition. And he whispered about an answer to me. So I won because of him. I mean, I whispered an answer back, so it's not like I was completely reliant on him, but he trusted me a lot. I trusted him, and then things changed.
That was a big point of the season, is the Venus flytrap leaking to literally the end game. Like,
Yeah.
it was basically the end game. It was the Venus flytrap top 5. How did that happen? How did it leak to the end game?
I think it was 100% because of Pippin. The what was the name of
The pollinator.
The pollinator.
100% because of the pollinator. That changed a lot of things, because that, by the point we got that during the Monopoly challenge, was when we were thinking we would use the fly trap. But then, even though Kim was on our side, the fact that the fly trap could come back right after was terrifying to all of us, because if we had enough seeds to use the fly trap on someone now, then we're all out of seeds, and it's back in the game, and all the people that we just went against can rally together and get the fly trap and get us out.
Yeah, makes sense.
And I no idea how I got that far, and had no plan for it to benefit me
Yeah.
so much, but I'm glad it did. It had been talked about so many times. Ava was really trying to get us to use that fly trap, which is why she had to go. But I respect her for it. She wanted drama. I'm glad we didn't use it then, because I think what I did was way more drama than if it was used then.
It was a lot of drama.
Thank
It
you.
was incredible, though. So, we did talk about allies.
Yes.
Who are you farthest from in this game? I would ask, who is dead to you in this game? But, I mean, obviously you won. So I could ask, who's dead to you in this game?
Who's dead to me? Nobody.
Yep.
The people that voted against me both came up to me afterward and said they considered voting me, but they had a reason why they didn't. Also, everybody in the game I was close with. I talked game with at some point, and I didn't realize I was playing both sides, or I was playing... There's one point in the game where I realized, holy shit, I'm playing everybody. I'm talking to everybody. That doesn't... People who do that don't always intend to be villains. I know you've experienced something like this yourself as well.
Yes.
It just happened. I just loved everybody. It happened that way, and I didn't realize it was happening until it was happening. But what was the question? What am I talking about?
Who is dead to you in this game?
Oh, who's dead to me? Yeah. So because of that, I loved everybody, everyone in the jury. But I don't know, just the early votes. Brock completely blindsided him without ever saying a single word to him.
Yeah.
Probably.
Shut the door on him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's honestly the only one. Jessica, I really liked her before. Yeah, just Brock. The people that I knew the least on the jury, who I thought no way in hell I would get their votes, were Anthony by far. I think there was one one-on-one we had, and it was because I was Sunflower and he was about to get voted off. And other than that was John Michael. Loved the guy, but...
And you got both of their votes.
And I got both of their votes.
Incredible.
So.
That goes back to jury questioning. I think you had a very strong jury questioning. I think you answered very well.
I appreciate that. You told me that before, and I was shocked.
Yeah.
I had no idea. But I've seen many seasons of Survivor. I host my own reality show. I haven't brought that up as well. So I've seen where people fault in those. And I wasn't intentionally thinking about that while I was doing it, but I guess subconsciously I've known. If you play a backstabby, evil, manipulative, lying game, own up to it, and people will respect it so much more than if you try and pretend like you were trying to be friendly.
Very good. Well, all right.
I ask him
Yeah.
about how his perspective as a host of another game like this impacted his.
I just got intel. Perspective as a host of another game. How did this one compare?
Well, first of all, as a host, Brandon knocked it out of the water. Love you, Brandon. That was amazing. He's super funny. Awesome. Taylor's also a great host, but I haven't gotten to experience it firsthand. But actually playing the game, I was talking so much shit going in my intro interview. I was like, I host a reality show. This is going to be easy. I know how they think. And then boom, nobody picks me.
Yep.
And I was like, fuck. Never mind. This isn't going to help me at all.
Yeah.
So then I just started thinking, well, if I'm going to go home, how can I make it fun for the episodes, for the person editing this, for the person watching? Because, yeah, the game is about us doing it, actually, in real life, the actual experience here, but more people are going to watch it than are going to play it. So it's more so about the viewer. And so I was just seeing it from a producer's standpoint, what would make good plays, and those entertaining plays happen to also benefit my game immensely.
Yeah. I can admit I've done that before.
Yeah.
I actually do it almost all the time. As now a player, what will you take into future games if you play again?
Oh my lord. I understand so much more now. I've had people break down crying on my shows, and I'm like, come on. It's just a game. And in my show as well, they play for real money. So they have more of a reason to actually cry. I mean, not saying that they're more reason, but it's over a week. It's like a whole different experience. But I really get it. This sucks. It is so hard. I won the game, and I still feel like a piece of shit, and like I made so many mistakes, and it was a rough 2 days.
For sure, high intensity.
Yes.
Very high intensity.
So maybe I won't be as mean to the players in the future, or maybe I'll be more mean.
Ooh.
Since now I have first-hand experience.
It's a good choice.
Thank you.
One of the two. Well, great game for sure. Do you have any final comments?
I made this greenhouse a green home. Thank you.
We come full circle.
We've come.
Thank you, Gavin.
Thank you.
Great game.
Thank you very much.
See you next time.
Bye, y'all.